Let's talk a little bit about what this is going to mean for other quarterbacks in line for contracts this offseason, or the other teams that have sort of big QB questions.
Jerry Jones, man, just keep waiting for Dak to be like, yeah, pay me less. It's fun to all the benefits for playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, if you're, sorry to interrupt you, but if you're a Cowboys fan,
please,
you got to be livid at the way they're like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy that you think of all the franchises that you're just going to wait and wait and wait, and this guy's going to take less money. Like, Jared Goff just got paid friggin' $53 million per year, and you think your guy's going to take a discount? Like, this is going down a bad road for you, Jerry Jones. Somebody wake the man up. What are you doing, Dallas? Crazy.
It's his second time doing this with Dak too, and the same thing happened last time. He ended up paying more. Like, I don't get what Jerry's up to right now. But like, my takeaway for the other quarterbacks like Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott is just give them whatever they want. I would give them $60 million right now if Jared Goff is going for $55 million. Tua, that's another discussion, more complicated discussion. But those three, I would make Jordan Love the first $70 million quarterback if he asked for it.
Look, there is a line, and Jared Goff is absolutely one of the players who sort of, depending on the day, depending how you feel, kind of defines that line where you're wondering, man, is it really worth going there? Can this quarterback really help you win?
This would be my question I would ask myself before I give a quarterback a contract. Would Brian Flores give this quarterback the same contract? That would be my question. The answer for Jared Goff would definitely be no. I can tell by his game plans. It would definitely be no for Tua. We could tell because he was in Miami before.
That's the test. That's a great rubric. I do think I asking, would this defensive coach give a quarterback this contract feels like a real way to get a lot of no's, because my sense of defensive coordinators in general is they tend to feel that the quarterbacks are vastly pampered and overrated and deserve absolutely nothing. But I like the logic behind it. If you're the thing that it sort of underscores is that if you're sure you have a quarterback who's over the line, who's on the positive side of the line, pay them as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Just pay them. Don't wait. It only gets worse. Jerry, it's not getting better.
The only way to get a discount on like a veteran quarterback with some track record of success is like the Jared Goff trade the Lions made. That's the only way, is a team discarding a quarterback that they've moved on for. Like, I've never seen it before. I've never seen a team acquire a veteran quarterback on the cheap, except maybe the Bucs with Tom Brady, but that was those were different circumstances completely.
It is really, it really makes the Dak thing, if he does potentially go play somewhere else, just an all-time organizational fumble. Not that we know that that's happening, but it does seem like this may end up being a data point in the story of how the Cowboys just really, really messed things up there. But we will have to find out. Where are the Lions, Sheil, in 2027 as they're considering Jared Goff's option for 2028? What do you think?
We'll have to see like how long they're locked up. We've seen teams are able to move on from quarterbacks with dead cap hits more now than they did 10 years ago. If that's the case, it does feel like it adds a little
what the Rams did with Jared Goff.
Right. Yeah. So it feels like there is a lot of pressure on them this season, I feel like, because you've got the offensive coordinator, you've got the pieces in place, you've still got guys on rookie contracts. I think they can get to the Super Bowl this year in the NFC. When I look at the landscape, I don't know. I think they're going to be a pretty competitive team. Now, you'll play this back for me in 2027 or 2 years from now. I think this is going to be a solid window. I don't know that they'll ever get over the hump. I think there will be moments like the one Ruiz described where it's the Lions against a quarterback who's a little bit better than Jared, and that guy makes the play, and Jared Goff doesn't make the play, and we'll say, well, that's the difference type of thing. But I don't know. I think the pieces are in place around him. I think the offensive line, they'll continue to invest in that, and that will be there. And I just think he's 29 years old. He hasn't gotten injured. He's played every game the last 2 years, so durable, not old, and can function, can operate an offense with the right pieces, the right coordinator around him. And I know that it sounds like a huge dig, and you could say everyone can do that. Everyone can't do that. We've seen it. Like the numbers they've put up the last 2 years, not every quarterback can do that. And from a talent person, like he can't move. He's got a big time arm. He can like rip throws in the middle of the field. He makes some of those, throws that require talent. That's why he was the number 1 pick. So I'm probably a little bit more bullish on them. I'm not, going to go as far as to say, I still think at the end of the day, I would have been a little more conservative and waited a year, but I think they're going to be like a pretty good team for the duration of this contract. And really, once you get 2 years down the road, if you see a quarterback in the draft you like you can take that guy. You can try to get ahead of it, because that's the other thing. I mean, the Packers didn't have to worry about they had the guy in waiting, which I ripped at the time. But if you always keep your eyes out, when you have someone like Jared Goff and you see someone, hey, this guy could be special, let's just go take him. That is the way to do it. Easier said than done, though, obviously.
Steven, 2027 Lions, where are they?
That's tough, because I think that's just outside their window. I think they have at least 2 years with this Jared Goff deal. I don't think this is going to sink them immediately. That's why I can't kill the deal too much, because I do think this is a team that has put all their chips in the middle of the table in this offseason to go for it, which I think is commendable. And I think that's the approach they should have, especially with this quarterback. But 2027 it's tough to project, because I don't think Ben Johnson's there anymore. And I wonder what the supporting cast looks like. They just made Penei Sewell the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. They just made Amon-Ra St. Brown the highest paid receiver in the NFL. By the way, I don't think he's anywhere close to one of the best receivers in the NFL. So that's a questionable value deal too. They're now paying 2 of their best players on offense deals way over, I would argue, their market value. So I think it could get tough down the line. But the next 2 years, I still think they're fringe contenders. And I think if they get the right breaks in the playoffs, they can make a Super Bowl run. But I'm not putting them in my list of contenders to start the season as bona fide Super Bowl aspirants. They beat Baker Mayfield, man. I can't get too excited about beating the Rams by 1 point in Baker Mayfield at home. I'm sorry, I can't.